Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
He's not the killer. The man caught on camera dragging a dead body along a Detroit street has all charges dropped against him thanks to a bombshell piece of evidence.
The Detroit Police Department is investigating after a disturbing incident in this Midtown neighborhood. We'll tell you more about what happened.
All right, Coco, but first, a teen shot in the back, and you aren't going to believe why police say his own mother pulled the trigger. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. That mother is in police custody tonight after they say she shot her son because he didn't want to go to school.
Happened early this morning at the Canterbury Woods Apartments off Beach Daily, and that's where Sean Lay is right now. Sean, a neighbor recorded the aftermath of what happened, I guess.
Some heartbreaking video and the mom being arrested. I'll show you all that video. First and foremost, Michigan State Police. They're in charge of this investigation. They say mom and son got into a vicious fight over what they're calling family matters. Now, Inkster police investigators are saying the family matter was this. The son didn't want to go to school, and that led mom to pull out a gun and shoot him in the back.
I've seen him before. I know who that is. Oh, my God.
A teen lying in the snow, and he is bleeding.
Oh my God, poor baby. I know that's a little boy. He ain't old.
He's been shot, and people looking on are in shock.
All I heard was a big bang.
A shot fired early this morning at the Canterbury Woods Apartments in Inkster. The person shot is just 17 years old. A neighbor capturing this video of the alleged shooter being taken into custody.
Who is she? I don't know. She just came off to check on the boy. Why are they taking her away?
That woman is the 17-year-old's own mother. Sources say the woman shot her son in the back during an argument. The argument was over the son not wanting to go to school.
I'm shaking for him.
Sources say the mother picked up a handgun and her son ran out of the apartment building's door. Police say she fired one shot through the door, hitting her son in the back.
It's crazy to me. That is just crazy because there's so much going on in the world, and kids are like our new future.
There's nothing to say about that, but that's terrible. Like, it's school.
Back here live, that 17-year-old son remains right now in critical condition. We're being told he is expected to survive. The mom remains in custody pending charges. Devin, Kimberly, back to you.
Well, Sean, so he was, it appears to be running away from her. So is there any way that she can argue this was self-defense of some kind?
We asked Michigan State Police investigators that question because he did run out, then came back towards mom, and then started running out again. Then police are telling us she fired through that door. They do not expect this to be a case of self-defense, but at the same time, they say that will be up to a prosecutor to decide.
Unreal. All right, Sean. Now let's get to a developing story out of the nation's capital. He hinted at it for some time, and now a short time ago, President Trump has imposed tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum.
Let's break down the numbers for you. The president says foreign steel will have a 25% tariff. Imported aluminum will have a 10% tariff. We'll have a complete breakdown of the numbers and what it all means for you coming up at 5:30. Now to a Local 4 News update. The student who police say wrote bomb threats on bathroom walls, causing the temporary evacuation of Plymouth Canton High School, has been charged. Brandon Seibel was arraigned today on 2 counts of terrorism threat, which is a 20-year felony. He's also charged with 2 counts of a bomb threat, which is a 4-year felony. Police are urging parents to talk to their children about the severity of making threats against their school, even if they say it's a joke.
All right, let's turn to the weather. We got a fresh shot of snow now for parts of Metro Detroit. Just keeps coming.
Let's get right over to Ben. We've seen plenty of flakes over the past few days. Can you make it stop, Ben?
I can in about 6 hours or so, but we've still got a ways to go. We've kind of built a little snow fence here at 8 Mile, and that's where the flakes are flying here. It's all light snow, at least being reported north of 8 Mile, but you look a little bit closer, and there are definitely some bands that are heavier than others, especially this one that's right along 75, so Auburn Hills, north of there up to Lake Orion and Ortonville, you're definitely seeing some moderate snow in spots, and that could be impacting the drive home there. And up in Lapeer County, look at those dark colors starting to move towards Columbiaville as another batch of some moderate snow moves in. Winter storm warning still in effect for Sanilac County until 6 p.m. The advisories extend county south here for Lapeer and St. Clair also until 6 o'clock. But we should see those snow showers lighten up and then eventually turn to just flurries and completely disappear, not only for tonight, but for the next 10 days. We'll show you what else is in that forecast coming up in a few minutes, guys.
Okay, Ben. Now to brand new information we're learning into a disturbing overnight attack in Midtown.
We have now learned police questioned 2 people in connection with a home invasion and sexual assault of a 5-year-old. It was at this complex on Brainerd Street near Cass. Let's bring in Coco McAvoy, and understandably this is sending some shockwaves through the neighborhood, Coco.
Yes, Devin and Kimberly, it's shocking, it's disturbing, and it's the news that no one ever wants to hear. I actually spoke with an officer from the Detroit Police Department before getting on air with you. They tell me that the 2 people who have been questioned have actually been released, and so that means the investigation continues as to what happened at this apartment complex. In this normally quiet Midtown neighborhood, police are investigating after a man allegedly broke into an apartment and assaulted a 5-year-old girl.
You know, I'm a mother too, so that makes me very upset.
Shanika Rondo and her 8-year-old son live within the 600 block of Brainerd Street where the incident happened early this morning.
I probably will have to keep a closer eye out for my son.
Police say a man armed with a knife broke into an apartment, possibly through the bedroom window, and touched a 5-year-old girl inappropriately. The little girl told her parents the police arrived and the girl was taken to the hospital. Then on Helen and Strong Streets, another scene was unfolding as police detained 2 people for questioning in connection to this case. They aren't considered suspects, but may know something about what happened to the little girl, which could help get the suspect off the street.
I hope that justice is served and he goes to jail and he doesn't get out of jail. You know, this is somebody's child.
Now Rondo plans to be more vigilant and hopes the man turns himself in or someone comes forward with information in this troubling case.
It's almost going to make me not be so trusting to people now.
And the description of the suspect is very vague, just described as a white man with a thin build, wearing beige pants and a black hat at the time. So because that description is so vague, that means police needs your help. If you heard anything, you saw anything, or you know anything about what happened, you're asked to call the Detroit Police Department. Back to you.
Coco, I'm wondering if the parents had given any indications to whether they'd seen that man around before.
So that's a really good question. That's a question that police did ask the parents, and they told the parents that they had never seen that man before in their lives. They said they haven't seen him in the neighborhood or anywhere, so they're not at all sure why they would have been targeted.
Yeah. All right, Coco. Kim?
Well, it seemed like a slam dunk case, and it was all because of this security camera video right here. It shows a man dragging a woman's lifeless body down the street in broad daylight. Cameras may not blink, but they don't always tell the whole story. As Rod Maloney shows us, it seems the investigation is back at square one.
Detroit police thought they caught a big break when a man was carrying a body out of this home, bringing it around the corner. They arrested him for the murder, but now it turns out he didn't do it. The highly disturbing video showed what Elizabeth Strickland saw on her first day on the job at the Royal Car Wash.
I seen a guy that brought a body from out of nowhere and dropped her right there. Then he tried to run.
Didn't take Detroit police long to find the homeless man in the video, and though they arraigned him 2 days after the killing, that case did not hold up. We're not showing his face now because today prosecutor Kim Worthy dropped the charges. There is some hope for another arrest, though. The very same video camera showed another suspect at the house earlier, and now he's the one police want to find.
She's a very nice lady.
Meantime, Royal Car Wash's Mo Saad tells us he knew the victim, Annette Wilson. Her family made this sign looking for help with the funeral costs.
The family, they came here and we told them that we are willing to make a fundraiser for them, and we're going to give $1 per each car which is going to come here for the car wash.
Cold and cloudy weather today forced Royal closed, but they've been collecting since March 1st because it's been difficult to look toward the corner lately.
It's very bad. It's very sad, especially when you know that she's a nice lady. Yeah, and she's harmless. I don't know why he did that, whoever did it.
So it is indeed back to square one. Detroit police now, homicide detectives out, fanning out, trying to find whoever this man is. They know what he looks like. They have a pretty good look at him, but so far they have no arrest. Back to you.
So, Rod, and concerning the other video, we saw the first one. Will we get a chance to see the second one that you mentioned?
It seems highly doubtful. The prosecutor's offices, they don't want them to release it, and unless they get into a situation where they need help identifying the man, it's probably pretty certain that we won't see it until there's an arrest.
Yeah. Okay, keep us posted, Rod. Thank you. The 19-year-old Central Michigan student accused of fatally shooting his parents is out of the hospital and now in jail.
James Davis Jr. was booked into the Isabella County Jail this afternoon after spending 5 days in the hospital following his arrest. Police, of course, say Davis shot and killed his parents inside his Campbell Hall dorm room just before 9 a.m. on Friday. He was captured after a 16-hour manhunt when a train conductor saw him near the train tracks. He faces 2 counts of open murder and 1 count of a felony firearm charge. A number of agencies were involved in a raid this morning on Detroit's west side.
The FBI, Michigan State Police, the Detroit Police Department, and a SWAT team were all involved. There are only 4 homes on the block of Scotton between Warren and Herbert, but police were seen going into 2 of those 4 homes. It still isn't clear what the large police presence was doing there.
It is a small but expensive piece of life-saving equipment, and now the Detroit Fire Department has hundreds of them.
New tonight, what's inside these red bags that could end up saving a countless number of pets.
Also, investigators make a horrifying discovery inside this northern Michigan funeral home. Coming up new here at 5, what it was that had them calling for the place to be shut down. Nick?
Someone smashed their way into this home on Detroit's east side, stealing the furnace out of the basement. But this isn't the first time it's happened. And this home is being put back together for a veteran. The full story coming up.
Tonight, new at 6.
You know a road has a problem when cars are driving 5 miles an hour down it and swerving to miss the potholes and also driving in people's lawns. We'll tell you who's responsible for this minefield.
What would you do if your own mother was without water and without power for the past 6 months? A local son is going through that, and we'll explain on Local 4.
All right, Sean. This home has been broken into and the furnace stolen not once but twice in the last year. And to make matters even worse, the home is being renovated by a nonprofit group for a disabled veteran to live in. As Nick Monticelli shows us, every time it happens, it's a setback for the group that is paying for everything themselves.
We may not have lights down here.
Roy Sims is proud of the home he is renovating for this project. His group bought it from the Detroit Land Bank and has spent about 6 months renovating everything. But those renovations are getting more costly now that the second furnace has been stolen from this east side home.
A couple of grand, but then you got the damage and previous attempts have even been doors, windows, frames, security doors.
Sims launched a group called Art for Hearts, aimed at introducing art into lives as a de-stressor to save the heart. This home is going to a veteran with PTSD and heart problems. It was broken into around 3:15 this morning after the basement glass was busted out. Roy is convinced whoever is doing this is a professional because of the way that they are doing this. Again, smashing the glass blocks out, crawling through the window into the basement, ripping out the furnace, and then making their way up the stairs. Now, mind you, as of right now, they have avoided the alarm system completely until they open that door. But they know when they do that, they've got about 5 minutes until the police arrive.
It's discouraging. How can it not be?
Roy is a unique story on his own. He too has heart problems and was forced to divorce his wife and leave the UK to come to the US and marry a longtime friend for medical treatment.
So I could get treatment that I needed. Yeah, I mean, the treatment just wasn't being given in the UK. I was left, by 2012, I was in a hospice.
Ironic, isn't it? For a man to have heart problems, get better, start a nonprofit to help others, only to run into more heartache.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, I want to stick with it, you know.
On Detroit's east side, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Neighbors and the contractors working on the home have their thoughts on who might be behind this. They are working with Detroit police to solve it.
kind of decided that I'm just going to keep my ears closed until Ben has some better weather. I'm just going to sit here and just do like this, his whole forecast.
That's fine.
You got a lot of company. People are just kind of done with this, right?
They are. And luckily, this is going to be the last shot of snow for 10 days at least.
10 whole days.
Well, that's as far as we're going to.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Spring starts in 11 days, by the way. So.
Good. Clouds and radar showing that we do have snow showers out there north of the city right now, and it really has been a half and half day. If you're in areas that south of 8 Mile, you haven't had much of an impact from that snow today, but north of there, especially within some of those bands of moderate snow, it's really been coming down and continues to come down. We only officially recorded a trace at Metro Airport, so our season snowfall is stuck here at 58.5, well above our entire season average of 42.7. That's for the entire season, including what's left to come. By the way, that is now the 20th snowiest season in Detroit, and we could be climbing that list, but again, it's going to be after the next 10 days if we do it. This is up in Sandusky, still coming down, and it says the question there, when is spring? Let's go to our 2018 spring countdown correspondent, Kimberly. 11 days and 19 hours. If you want information, by God, we got it for you. So there you go. Less than 12 days. High pressure is about to settle in, and we will get rid of that snow before midnight tonight. Dry conditions will even part some of the clouds, so we'll see some sunshine working with the clouds tomorrow. But that high is going to ensure that we stay dry not only Friday, but through the weekend and early next week. And it looks like our next shot of precipitation is going to be rain, and that is well towards the back end of next week. So a nice dry stretch in the short term. Here are the low temperatures tonight. We are going to be down into the 20s. Metro Airport about 25, 26 in the city. Not a whole lot of variation, even though we will see some of the clouds breaking up. All these temperatures should be pretty tightly clustered. Mid-20s in our south zone. West zone numbers down as low as 23 up in Flint, Genesee County. Fenton, you'll be at the same mark. Some of the higher totals, of course, up there in the northern part of the west zone and our north zone, which we're looking at 23 or 24 for lows tonight. That snow wraps up before midnight, and then we start drying out and stay that way for a while. Highs tomorrow, 36. West wind there noticeable, but not as bad as it is today, especially up in that north zone. Just can't seem to get the warmth in here. We're going to stay below average all the way through Thursday of next week, but a lot of sunshine in there through the middle part of next week.
You have been dialed in on spring since, I think, the first day of winter this year.
Which it means absolutely nothing in Michigan.
Well, that's exactly right.
So that's the irony in it.
Me yell at her when she had her hands over
Right, I did hear that
anyway. All right, let's check in with Blaine.
Today in Washington, the long-discussed tariffs are now one step closer to reality. I'm Blaine Alexander on Capitol Hill to break down what that means for you.
All right, Blaine, but first, stories from across Michigan, including the horrifying thing investigators found inside a northern Michigan funeral home. We'll have that next.
Winning awards in several categories by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. Plus, Station of the Year, Local 4.
Across Michigan, we're following stories from Bloomingdale Township and Traverse City up north.
But we want to start in Emmett County. That's where a funeral home has been shut down after state inspectors found several alarming violations. The Charles G. Parks Funeral Home's owner says he's caught off guard by some of the allegations and has asked for a hearing to explain himself. Inspectors cited violations including a rusty machete on the counter, human cremains stored next to dog and pig cremains, embalmed bodies in an unrefrigerated garage, and many, many more violations. The license suspension goes into effect Friday.
Moving over to Bloomingdale Township on the west side of the state, police say a prowler has drowned after a canoe that he used to flee from sheriff's deputies overturned in a frigid lake. Police were responding to reports of a person looking into windows and trying to break into vehicles when they spotted the man coming out of a barn. The man took off on Muskrat Lake before falling in. Rescue teams tried to rescue him but were unsuccessful. His name has not yet been released. And up in Traverse City, the EPA calling for stepped-up efforts to control pollution responsible for the algae in Lake Erie.
The EPA has released a plan for reducing levels of phosphorus that feed giant masses of algae. It largely builds on state initiatives seeking a 40% cut by 2025. But first, techniques must be refined to do better at determining where phosphorus is coming from when it's getting into the lake and what form it's taking.
New at 5:30.
You thought our weather was bad? A massive winter storm pummels the East Coast. Hundreds of thousands without power, and the dig-out hasn't even started.
We spring the clocks forward this weekend, gaining daylight but losing sleep.
It's not normal to suddenly have an hour of your life move.
And it can actually affect your health. Dr. Frank McGeorge's advice to avoid that.
Fire rescue these days means more than just helping out people.
This is a specialty piece of equipment that is going to be instrumental in us saving countless animals' lives.
Because pets are part of the family too, right? Well, there's help for them as well.
Next wheel. It's a critical tool to help save the lives of pets, and today the Detroit Fire Department got hundreds of them thanks to a special donation. When pets get stuck in a fire, they go through the same thing humans do. They suffer smoke inhalation or simply have trouble breathing.
And that is where these specialized masks come in. Rod Maloney is live tonight. And Rod, the DFD now has more than 200 of these.
Well, good afternoon. Firefighters will tell you that cats are smarter than dogs when it comes to fires because the cats will go and hide, but the dog looks to get out of the house, and so that makes them more susceptible to that smoke inhalation. And so, firefighters are looking to help all people and animals get out of the house safely, but they needed this tool to help the pets get out because they didn't have enough of them. Last month, Detroit firefighters started pulling dogs, mostly puppies, out of a burning house. They had 17 of them gasping for air at one point. Sergeant Jim Nadolski was there and frustrated. They didn't have any animal oxygen masks.
When you pull puppies out or any dog out of a situation like that, it's pretty chaotic because everybody wants to save a dog.
Despite heroic efforts, a couple of the adult dogs died. And when word about that story spread among animal lovers, donations showed up. And today, DFD took delivery of hundreds of animal oxygen masks.
And if it's just like that, and then we're able to pump the bag.
Enough to have one on every Detroit Fire Department vehicle, and they also got spare parts to boot.
This stuff is amazing. We had these years ago. They got lost in the shuffle. This is a specialty piece of equipment that is going to be instrumental in us saving countless animals' lives.
And this is our arson dog pasta.
Of course, the firefighters go and help people first, but pets are, after all, part of the family as well. Sharon Peters and her sister made this donation.
And this is all done in memory of my dad, who was a police officer in Roseville for 35 years, and he was an animal lover. And so he's their guardian angel, and he's taking care of them.
The donations coming in were so vast after the story got out that DFD is now sending masks to other needy departments.
Every fire department in this country should have these things.
Now, the department had about 5 of these masks kicking around on the back of chief's cars and things, weren't being used effectively, and they probably got old anyway. And so they're very happy to have all of this new equipment that they can now help the pets as well as the people. Back to you.
And Rod, where else are these masks going?
Well, you know, Sharon had her sister with her, and she lives in Virginia, and she's going to be giving masks to a Virginia fire department.
Much needed. Great story. Thank you, Rod.
All right, you know, some of us feel almost guilty to not have snow on the ground when they do other places in the state and around the country. It's getting pretty bad.
Yes, we got off lucky from the city south today.
Yeah.
North of there, not so much, and it's still coming down as we speak. You can see those snow bands starting to get a little darker as the intensity's picking up. But usually what we'll see is these bands will start getting a little bit more narrow but more intense, and we'll see some of the lighter snow slack off in between. However, few more hours still yet to go, and there's the curl around that low. It's almost like Mother Nature's bony little finger saying, come here, dragging that snow off to the east, and that's where they've had more than their share. We have winter storm warning still in effect till 6 o'clock here, and a winter weather advisory for Genesee and Lapeer County also until 6, but those pink shaded areas, that nor'easter is still impacting at least the state of Maine, and it was the second violent winter storm to hit the Northeast in the past week. Even at this hour, hundreds of folks are still without power, and probably more to come. Bitter cold and a suffocating blanket of snow in some areas almost 2 feet deep.
This is the worst I've seen it probably ever.
For the second time in a week, millions across the Northeast are digging out after another brutal winter storm.
This is our own version of March Madness.
Hundreds of communities across the region locked down by snow, ice, and strong winds. Trees and power lines snapping during Mother Nature's assault.
You got poles down, and then you go down the next street and you got more poles down.
At one point, more than 1 million homes were without power. Crews struggling against the conditions to try and restore electricity for some neighborhoods that have been dark since last week's storm. Crews and families pushed to their limits by the extreme conditions.
I'm just ready for the season to be over. I think I've had enough shoveling for this year.
Unfortunately for many in New England, they'll have to dig deep in order to dig out. You think about it, they've been hit hard twice. Yeah. It looks like Monday of next week, they could get it again. And you just imagine the despair and the depression of just having to deal with that 3 times in a row.
Yeah, especially before you get your power back on and you have to wait for crews. A lot of times they have to rely on crews from other states to come and help.
That's true. So a lot of folks moving up there.
Yeah. All right, Ben, thanks. Karen?
The long-discussed tariffs are now one step closer to reality. President Trump has signed a proclamation setting them in motion, but the policy is still not set in stone. Blaine Alexander in Washington tonight to explain.
Well, hello to you from Washington. President Trump has promised flexibility on this, the ability to add or remove countries, and now the rest of the world is waiting to see which way he will go. President Trump signing 2 proclamations imposing tough new tariffs on foreign steel and aluminum.
The workers who poured their souls into building this great nation were betrayed, but that betrayal is now over.
The controversial policy to take effect in 15 days, but the president promising flexibility for Canada and Mexico while renegotiating NAFTA. And he is reserving the right to negotiate with other countries.
It's going to be a very fair process. It's going to be very fair to other countries, especially those that treat us well.
The announcement coming after hours of behind-the-scenes confusion. Even White House staff reportedly unsure whether the tariffs would be signed today until President Trump tweeted about a 3:30 meeting. The signing coming despite days of concern that the move could trigger economic instability and a trade war that could hit Americans' pockets.
So we will be the big loser.
Stock markets further shaken by the resignation of Chief Economic Advisor Gary Cohn, today attending his final cabinet meeting.
I have a feeling you'll be back. I don't know if I can put him in the same position, though. He's not quite as strong on those tariffs.
On Capitol Hill, Congressman Tom Reed, one of few Republicans who did not ask the president to reconsider.
Short-term pain, in my opinion, may be something we have to incur in order to get long-term gain for all of us as a country.
But other lawmakers from both parties still hoping the president will dial back in the days to come. And President Trump also mentioned other countries like Australia that could also be exempt. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
The European Union has threatened to return fire in wake of the tariffs, saying they'll consider tariffs on blue jeans, peanut butter, and bourbon in response. British investigators are searching for answers tonight in the case of a former Russian spy and his daughter being poisoned by a strong nerve agent.
There's speculation the Russian government may have had a hand in this poisoning. However, police have declined speculation on who may have done that, and Moscow has denied any involvement. The 2 that were poisoned are still in critical condition.
If the 2 individuals in this case had not been treated as rapidly as they were, they're very likely to have died.
Investigators are now still unsure how that nerve agent was administered. The British Prime Minister is vowing that if this does turn out to be Russia, Britain will take measures to respond.
All right, let's move to Oklahoma now, where a father is facing murder charges after police found him with the body of his infant son. Back in February, police responded to a domestic abuse call where they say Victor Menares assaulted the mother of his 7-month-old son. According to police, Menares fled with the baby. An Amber Alert was issued for that child after the mother got a protective order mandating the child be returned to her. Yesterday, Menares was found and arrested, along with the body of the child.
In California, a news helicopter caught the tense moments during an hour-long standoff with an armed man threatening to blow up a federal building. Several shots were fired by officers during this standoff before they moved in on the suspect. Eventually, the suspect was arrested and rushed to a hospital where he did later die. Authorities said officers originally tried using non-lethal rubber bullets to subdue the suspect. No police officers were hurt in this incident.
Two big names in Detroit sat down together earlier today at the latest Pancakes and Politics event. Mayor Mike Duggan and Dan Gilbert had many things to say about the city and its revival. Both men highlighted the excitement around the people moving into the city.
I was at a function with a number of young entrepreneurs who are starting up in Detroit, and they're talking about this is the place to be, and one of them had come from Atlanta. I said, why did you pick this? And they said, Detroit is so unique, and the slogan the group uses is Detroit is big enough to matter to the world, but it's small enough that you matter to the city.
I like that. Both Duggan and Gilbert admitted there's still a lot of work to do, but they both remain optimistic about the future. Well, it was a big morning in downtown Detroit as part of International Women's Day. United Way Affinity Group and Women United hosted its second annual Women of Influence Summit.
The goal here is to inspire guests to tap into their own leadership to do more to uplift others and ensure that more children are teed up for the long-term academic success. More than 300 women leaders gathered to support moms, caregivers, and children. Among them, our own Sandra Ali. We all studied it in history class and have always wondered, how did she disappear?
It has been a mystery. Well, new tonight, what a professor says really happened to Amelia Earhart and why the critical clues were found decades ago. Kim.
Hey guys, it's the dark side of daylight saving time. Ahead here at 5:30, the key things you need to do right now to stop falling back when we spring forward.
But first, how a simple mistake by a dispatcher may have cost a police officer his life. That's coming up next.
They've got big new at 6.
More and more police departments are changing their strategy when it comes to America's opioid addiction crisis. New at 6, the local department that's putting out the call for angels and what it takes to become one.
It's a diet that could help you live longer. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight in Good Health, the plan that could help you lose weight and add years.
Officers in Missouri were sent to the wrong address for a domestic call that ended with an officer being killed. The officers didn't know they had the wrong house and went inside. That's when police say 37-year-old James Waters shot and killed Officer Christopher Morton and barricaded himself inside. Police allegedly found Waters dead when a SWAT team entered the home 3 hours later. Waters is believed to suffer from bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. The 911 call originated from an address 20 miles away from where Officer Morton was killed. We spring forward this Sunday, and while we gain more daylight, we lose an hour of sleep.
That is right. And that 1 hour can really have a pretty big impact on some people. Our Kimberly Gill is here now to kind of explain how that all works. And
yeah, it's this Sunday, guys. As you said, Sunday morning, we turn the clocks ahead for daylight saving time, and it can throw your body clock off if you don't plan for it.
I feel the difference. At least for the next week and a half, I'm thrown off from the spring forward, definitely. I'm more tired at work and everything.
Andrus Ruckus is not a fan of the time change.
Personally, I think it's kind of silly.
Really, why?
Well, you know, there's not really a reason for doing it every year, and it really causes a lot of problems. People, you know, have health problems because they shift in time. And
Daylight savings time was not designed for our normal rhythms. Daylight savings time was designed for the convenience of certain societal factors. It's not normal to suddenly have an hour of your life moved.
Local 4's Dr. Frank McGeorge says daylight saving time can affect you.
It's like being a little bit jet lagged. You know, it's only 1 hour, so you should be able to recover it a lot quicker. But overall, it's not surprising that on Mondays, when people go back to work after a daylight savings time change, they're a little bit out of it. They're a little bit sleepier because they just haven't made the adjustment.
For some, the change can be serious.
If you look at the statistics of health overall, there are increases in vascular events, heart attacks, strokes, car accidents even, as a result of the sleep loss related to daylight savings time changes.
I just try to get some more sleep.
Dr. McGeorge says making adjustments to your sleep schedule now can help.
If it does affect you, that's the time that you should plan ahead, and you should go to bed a little bit earlier in the days leading up to it so that you can prepare your brain to wake up with basically 1 hour less sleep when you spring forward.
And the bright side of springing forward, more daylight.
I love daylight savings this time of year, because now there's more sun.
I get up early every day.
And I do enjoy when we get the longer days because I know spring's coming.
In 11 days, to be exact, spring is coming. Dr. McGeorge says the time change can impact your children. He recommends putting them to bed 15 minutes earlier each night for a few nights leading up to Sunday to help them adjust to losing that hour.